everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. As you can see, I have a bunch of devices in front of me that I want to talk about. And welcome the newest member of the family, the Moto G4 Plus. Now, I'm not going to get into specs and stuff. I'm just going to give you a little bit of what I feel about all of these devices and using them as my daily drivers. The Moto G4 Plus actually started using that today. I actually get a case and screen protector for it so I can take it out and about. This case actually doesn't go to it, and I have a makeshift screen protector on here just so I can use it as of now, but I will be receiving that in the mail today, and hopefully the lighting is okay. I'm using the Nokia Lumia 1520 special device in its own right, and that's why it's still with me. Now again, the Moto G4 Plus, the newest member of my smartphone family. Then you got the Energy XL by Blue, very nice all metal device. I got the Nexus 6, which is my baby. I'm going to turn the screen displays down on this because it makes it better for you to see actually with all the light glaring on them. And then I got the Nexus 6P right here. Beautiful, beautiful powerhouse device. And another little special device, my budget flagship device of the year, Samsung Galaxy J7. Now, with already using the G4 Plus, I can already tell you this. It's a simple device. It's a stock Android device. And if you're looking for the newest budget, mid-range type device, and it's something you want to consider, and you've been saving $250 for it, or you can get the Moto G4, not the Plus, the G4, for $50 less at Best Buy is where I got it. You can get it off Amazon as well, or the Moto website. There's not a lot of wow factor to this device for me. Okay, is it a great device? I don't know yet. Just started using it. Is it a good device so far? Yes. The display, I'm really happy that the IPS display they put on this device is a very efficient display. There's no light leaks, no bleeding. I tested that out. I put up a video on that so you can check that out. The quality build is nice. The back is removable. You got a 3000 milliamp battery in here. So battery life so far, been using it today, has been sufficient. It's been efficient, and I'm pretty sure it's going to do well. It's got a nice, decent, bright display. The speaker on the front here is very loud. I like that. The fingerprint sensor works really nice and fast. I'd still rather have that on the back, and I wish it was more of the rectangular shape, the little square there. Again, it's not a deal breaker. When you set up your fingerprint, though, if you reach up too high, you'll hit that on-screen home button, and it'll send you out of that page. Then you have to go back in and set up the fingerprint again. So it can be a little bit of an annoyance. But so far, this isn't giving me the wow, check it out. Okay, it's not. It's a really nice new smartphone by Moto, and I'm digging it for that reason. It's going to give you what you need as a daily driver, or even as a backup device to a more flagship device. But yes, it is a daily driver device, okay? But so far, my second or third impressions on this device, it's not going to give me, because remember this is all in my opinion. A lot of you may not do what I do in reviewing devices. Some of you out there may have 2 or 3 devices. Some of you might be reviewers. I don't know that. But for me as a reviewer, in my opinion, with all the devices that I've had in hand from late last year to right now, this device isn't giving me that wow. Okay, it's a wonderful, good device so far. And there's some perks to this device that the Moto G 3rd generation didn't have. And I had that device too last year. I paid $180 for it. It's like that device growing up with a few added features, and it's a decent device for $250. But you can still get the Nexus 6 now for $250 to $300, depending on the variant that you buy. Okay, so you know, on this device you have a 6-inch display, and I know a lot of you may not love the large display, but you got the dual front speakers, which are phenomenal. You are running an 805 processor in here, like Qualcomm Snapdragon, that still gives you a lot of power underneath the hood. And again, I don't really want to get into specs, but this 805 is really efficient. It's feathery smooth. The feeling that you get when you're scrolling on the Moto G4 Plus display is the same exact feel that you get on the Nexus 6. So for a little bit of a bigger device, for almost the same money, am I going to say pick up the G4 Plus over this device? No, I'm not. I'm still saying go for the Nexus 6. But again, remember, don't throw any tomatoes at me yet. That's my opinion. I've had the privilege and I'm blessed to test all these devices and review them. I would still pick, if I had to send one back, it would be this one. Okay, the Moto G4 Plus. I'm staying with the Nexus 6. Now, some of you are going, well, what about the camera? The camera or the video? Yeah, it's going to be better on the Moto G4 Plus. I just uploaded a video doing a comparison up against the Blue Energy XL. But with the updates on the Nexus 6, the camera has gotten better. It has. But you got to think about everything else you're getting on this. You're getting a Super AMOLED. Okay? 1440 by 2560. You're getting a Super AMOLED, not an IPS, even though the IPS on the G4 Plus is decent. It's really good. It's better than the LG G5 came out with. And you remember my videos on that with the light leaks and the bleeding. So there's a few little minor things. The fingerprint sensor I can live without. Okay, I got wireless charging on this puppy. So yeah, I'm keeping this over the Moto G4 Plus easily, even though I like what Moto has done with the G4 and the G4 Plus. I really do. The price points are right. You can't go wrong with it. But if I'm telling you if you're asking me which one would I pick, I'm picking the Nexus 6. Okay, and then I have the Huawei Nexus 6P. This beautiful gold all-metal device, different looking, unique looking. Love the fingerprint sensor on the back. If I was to compare it to the all-metal Blue Energy XL, and you know that 5,000 milliamp battery in this device is just a monster. It's a beast. It's a bam. It's there. It's going to give you a lot of life all day long and going into the next day most likely. Okay, it is. You can do phenomenally a ton of things on this device, and battery life is going to be there for you. The speaker is loud on the back. Again, the all-metal sexy body. Fingerprint sensor is responsive. You got capacitive buttons on the bottom. It's Super AMOLED display on here is beautiful, vivid, sharp. The Nexus 6P still has a better AMOLED display than this device does. Just beats it. But when you're talking about pure stock Android, and where the Energy XL is limited is Lollipop. It doesn't even have 5.1.1. It just has 5.0.1. They promised to update the software on this by fall, and I talked to Blue, and she sounded very encouraging, and we'll see how that goes. But if I had to send one back, I'm keeping the Huawei Nexus 6P. I just am. The fingerprint sensor for me just rocks it on the back. It's just better. It's a little bit slimmer. The AMOLED display is just that much more. Battery life obviously isn't there, but you got the front-facing speakers, and overall performance for me with pure stock Android on the Huawei Nexus 6P does blow this one out of the water. This has very decent performance. Don't get me wrong, it really does. But overall, with the Huawei Nexus 6P, I'm getting that much better performance. So if you're asking me which one, the 6P or the Blue Energy XL, I'm choosing the Huawei Nexus 6P. Now, if you ask me between the G4 Plus and the Energy XL, I'm going with the Energy XL. Why? Because there's more of a wow factor to it. This is a good device so far. There's a little more reviewing to do on this device. But I'm getting a little bit more in a few areas than I did it on the Moto G 3rd Gen. So remember that. It's like the growing up version or variant of that device. The 5,000 milliamp battery in this device has more wow than this device. Okay? The speakers are about the same. They're about comparable. And this one's on the back. And it's just as loud as this one on the front. The camera is efficient, sufficient. It works. Watch that video I uploaded last night. But then I got an AMOLED, Super AMOLED display, 1080p against an IPS 1080p. Really nice display. But this one is AMOLED, Super AMOLED. So I'm picking this one over that one. There's more wow to this than this so far, and I don't think this is going to give me the wow. I think this is just going to be a really good smartphone as a daily driver and everyday use for you guys and gals out there for the price point. But remember, there are other devices. Just because it's not the latest, it may not be the greatest. It may be very good or good, but it may not be the greatest. Okay, I'm talking about me playing around with these devices, having them every day in my hand, and getting to review them and giving you my overall opinion. And then comes the J7, a very special device set apart from all of these. Okay, the J7 only has a 720p Super AMOLED display. I'm going to tell you, it does kick the Moto G4 Plus to the side. There's more wow factor because I didn't expect what this device was going to give me at all. At all. Okay, the quality build is about the same as the Moto G4 Plus. It's a little bigger. The camera quality on here, probably about comparable. The speaker isn't as great. Battery life is really good. I mean, really good. Still don't know on the Moto G4 Plus, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. But for $10 less, there's just something on this device that makes it special. I don't know if it's the Super AMOLED display that's only 720p, but it looks like it's 1080. And yeah, it's better than right. Marshmallow is definitely here, but you know that Samsung lives in this device as well. It houses itself in here pretty well. Okay, and yet something about the feel, something about using it every day just feels special. They put out a lot of devices. I was very intrigued with the S7 Edge, and that was the first Samsung device I'd ever picked up in years, since the Galaxy Note 2. And then came this one, which wasn't supposed to be what it is. But I'll tell you, man, performance-wise on here is just feathery smooth. Battery life is great. The Super AMOLED display in 720p really is a 1080p. I've said this in my final review. The speaker shouldn't be as good as it is for what it is on the back. The camera quality, video quality is really nice. And I think just because it took me by surprise, that it still gives me that wow factor. Okay. Quality build, again, it may be even a tad bit better than the Moto G4 Plus. So, could you go wrong either way with these two devices? That depends on you and what you want to do. 250, 240. But for me, if I had to return one of these, it would be the Moto G4 Plus. Just because I didn't expect Samsung to come out with the J7 and the J7 to give me what it's given me and how it performs. You know, sure, it's not stock Android, but it allows me to theme this device. It allows me to do a few special things on this device with the bloat that does not get in the way. It does not say, I'm here and I'm going to dominate this phone and you're going to make me, I'm going to make you hate me because of it. No, that's the way I used to feel about TouchWiz, the bloatware on Samsung devices. The S7 Edge changed my mind totally. The J7 has done that for me as well. Again, if I had to return one of these today, it would be the G4 Plus by Moto here. I keep the J7. You guys, this is just my view and it's my opinion. This has given me a wow factor. This has given me a wow factor. This has given me, well, this is a good phone so far. This is a good smartphone. It'll be nice to have in pocket or in purse for some of you out there. But are there other options? I mean, I'm telling you, if you already got this device, and this is the only device you have in hand, you're going to like the device. You are. No complaints there. I know that you're not. It's feathery smooth. It works. I'm sure it's going to do everything it needs to do as a $250 smartphone. But there's more wow here in the Energy XL. There's more wow here in the Galaxy J7. But at the end of the day, if I'm returning any devices here, I'm returning the blue Energy XL because the Huawei Nexus 6P gives me what I need. It gives me what I need and it will dominate that. And and so I don't need the XL anymore if that's the case. The Nexus 6 is a very, very special device, so I don't need the G4 Plus. I just don't need it. So which one of the devices do I keep? I keep the J7 just because in its own right, it's a very little special device that has some extras in there that do not get in the way. Samsung did it right. They optimized this device just right, and it gave me that, it just gave me that big smile. This one doesn't give me that big wow smile, and I keep repeating those words because that's how I feel. So at the end of the day, the Nexus 6, the 6P, the J7 stay. These two devices would go back, but obviously they're not going back right now, and they may not go back. I'm just saying I wanted to put that out there because a lot of the questions I get is, well, what if you were to pick up this device? Would you pick it up over this device? So if you were to go out and you had a chance to get this one or this one, would you sell this one? There's a lot of questions that come back in the feedback section that ask a lot of the questions that I'm trying to answer right now. So, you know, for me, doing something out of the ordinary, like picking up a blue device, knowing that the support's not there, knowing that software updates may not ever come, but if there's something on there that will wow me, I'm going to pick it up because there's something intriguing about it, and that's what the Blue Energy XL has done. That's what the Samsung Galaxy J7 has done. The G4 Plus didn't give me that wow factor, even though I know it's going to be a very good device. It just didn't give me that wow factor. I don't know what else they could have done with the G4 Plus. I think they could have either put the fingerprint sensor on the back. They could have given you another speaker on the bottom of the chin of the device. Maybe they could have put a Super AMOLED display, and then I would have been bam, because then it would have been different than the third generation. So then I would have been wowed, right? So I think that could have changed it. But don't get me wrong, you guys. If this is what you want, this is what you have the money for, go pick it up. You have a 14-day or 30-day return policy, you know, from whoever you buy it from, so you can check that out for yourself. And if this is better than any other device you've ever had, because you've had not a chance to play with the devices that I have, then you're going to be super happy. Right now, as you know, for 2 days that I've had this, you're going to be happy. I'm going off what I have and what I've had. Okay, you know, the G5 had a lot of great stuff underneath the hood, a great cam, wonderful battery life, but there was just something that the IPS display on that device just didn't do it for me. You know, the bleeding, the light leaks, yeah, but I'll tell you, this device has a beautiful IPS display, but it's not going to beat the Super AMOLED display on the J7. It just isn't. And again, the quality build is probably that much better, and it's a little bit bigger, and I love being able to do the things that Samsung has given me on here with the different options that it has. Outside of loving stock Android, I just was really surprised that I liked what I was getting out of the bloat on this device. And that's the wow factor for me. It really is. Let's call this the wow factor video. I don't know what you want to call it. But when it comes down to the Huawei Nexus 6P and Nexus 6, for the price points and for what you're getting, I can't get rid of these devices. Okay, so with that being said, I know there's going to be a lot of feedback. There's going to be a lot of conversation on why, wow, I picked up the Moto G4 Plus. Does that mean I should send it back? No, if you like it. If it's working for you, then keep it. Okay? If you're asking me, well, you just did a few videos on the Energy XL, and man, I was all lit up, and I just ordered mine. Well, then great. You know, have you had these other devices? Have you had any other devices by LG or Sony or Motorola or any devices that are imported? You know, like a Xiaomi or an Umi. I don't know. I'm just throwing devices out. All I'm saying is this, you know, maybe this is the only device that you're upgrading to from what you recently have, and you just ordered it. You know what? You're going to be happy with it. If you don't like it, you have the return policies. Use it. Get something else. But everything I said about these devices were true and honest, and in my opinion, this is a great device. But I'm telling you, if I have to return any of these or sell them for the channel, which ones am I keeping? I'm keeping the Samsung Galaxy J7. I'm keeping the Huawei Nexus 6P and the Nexus 6. But if you just ordered this device and that's all you're upgrading to, or this is your first time into the smartphone world, or you're coming from an iPhone over to this or something, you're going to be happy. You're going to be stoked. 5,000 milliamps, Super AMOLED display, all metal body, fingerprint sensor that works really nice. Okay, you're not going to go wrong. Okay, this is me, Anthony, aka my Project 13, telling you with my slew of devices, and if I had to make the choice for me and for the channel, I'm telling you what I'm giving up, no matter how good they are or how great they are, for something that gives me a whole lot more for me. Okay, so when you ask me a question like, well, should I return this one for that one? Well, you have to make that decision. I can give you my opinion, but at the end of the day, you work for that money that's in purse or in pocket, in wallet. I don't do that for you. You have to make that choice. I will give you specs. I will give you my opinion. I will give you links to reviews. I will send you to other channels to check out, whether it's J. Will, Tony Pazzo, whether it's Paul Tech, whether it's Donovan, whether it's TK. It doesn't matter. And there's a bunch more out there who do a lot of raw reviews. You heard me mention this in my my car vlog yesterday. I will send you to those people. I will send you to websites that have handwritten reviews. But I will give you my opinion, but I will never tell you to, yes, buy that device. Okay? If you have the Moto G4 Plus and you're saying, hey man, I'm really digging this device, super cool, sweet, I have the Nexus 6, man, it rocks. Do I need to upgrade? No, if it rocks and you're loving it right now, why upgrade? Save your money. Unless you need two devices. You ask yourself those questions. What do you do? What don't you do? What do you want? What's the trade-offs? I think I've given you all of that in this video. Okay? So, yeah, if you're digging the G4 Plus, cool, great. Don't return it if you love it. Don't do it at all. Energy XL, bam, great device. Okay? Nexus 6, Huawei Nexus 6P, Samsung Galaxy J7. Wow. These two devices, hard to beat. Hard to beat. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully I get a lot of conversation on this. Yeah, it's a long video. But hopefully you get what I'm saying as far as who I am. It lets you into my mind a little bit more and what I think about devices and reviewing them and looking at them and what I expect out of them as a huge media guy. I mean, I love my big displays as well. Visually and sound-wise, those are the two really areas. I'm not a gamer. Some of you may be gamers out there and you're looking for a specific device for that. Just do your homework, man. Do your homework, whatever it is you're willing to bring in for that hard-earned money. Again, remember, there's always going to be something that has to be sacrificed, but find what best fits you in your life as a guy or as a gal and what you do every day and using these devices as daily drivers, okay? So, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave some feedback. If this is your first time on the channel, thanks for watching and being a part of the team, My Project 13. Because remember, you are My Project 13. I'm just me. God bless. Have a great day. Peace. I'm out.